Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Drinking During Business Hours. I'm Sarah Halstead. I am a comedian, actor, wino.
And I'm Rich Chassler. I am also an actor, a comedian, and a wino.
And what are we drinking?
Today we're doing something interesting, and it's because our guest today wanted to drink non-alcoholic beer.
Yum.
And instead of just picking a non-alcoholic beer, you came up with the idea to do a little taste around with a few different alcoholic beers.
Well, firstly, it's 90 degrees in LA.
Yeah, cold beers can
it's
be
been
nice.
super, super hot
Right.
all week for really, the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So when our guest suggested or said that she wanted to have, I just thought, ooh, cold beer in the summer.
Right? Sounds great.
So yeah, what brands did you choose?
Well, we have 3, and we're going to taste through them as soon as we bring our guest on. But I got a Beck's German non-alcoholic beer.
I've always liked Beck's.
I like anything in a green bottle,
Yeah.
which leads me to my
Yeah.
second choice. I got the Heineken Zero.
No, I was a Heineken girl.
I've always been a Heineken
when
drinker.
I drink beer, yeah.
And then I thought, if we're going to be drinking non-alcoholic beer, we might as well go back to the roots. And I got an O'Doul's.
But they are not the original.
Well,
or are they?
I think
Is it open to debate?
everything's open to debate, but we
Yeah.
can also look it up.
Yeah, but
and find out.
Several beers want to say that they're the original, but I think my dad drinks O'Doul's.
I mean, I remember back
Non-alcohol.
in the late 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
the Improv brought O'Doul's in because there were a couple of comics, Rick Overton specifically, who had quit drinking.
Yeah.
But wanted to drink non-alcoholic beer, and so the Improv bought O'Doul's in.
Now it's all comics.
And it's all and it's all watered down.
Well, I'm so excited. This guest today, I have been, it's one of those things. She was one of my very first comedian friends when I arrived to LA about
Really?
11 years ago. We
Oh
came up
wow,
together.
that's great.
But we've never had an opportunity to just sit down and catch up and talk. Whenever we see each other, it's really fast paced.
Right.
Usually in a green room or at comedy clubs.
That's one of the hard things about being in the entertainment industry. Not just being a comedian, but being a musician or an actor, or a dancer. You work a lot, and you go out of town to work, and so even these friends that you have, you don't get to see them.
We don't have time to,
and we don't have time
hang
to just
out,
say, "Hey, let's all get together on
coffee."
Friday."
No, exactly.
Because we work at night.
So she's fascinating.
Yes.
Really, such an incredible bio. And we saw her recently
Yes,
in
we
the
did.
riveting.
A riveting documentary,
Absolutely
which we will get to.
riveting.
We're going to get to that
Oh,
as
it
well.
was so good.
Yeah, she's in the Playboy Murders documentary.
She's in the Playboy Murders.
Documentary.
And when we saw her, we screamed. I
Right.
was so excited.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, comedian, actor, model,
Writer.
Above. Yes. thank
Irina Voronina. Thank you so
Voronina.
Thank
Voronina.
you so,
Do you guys like
so
practice
much
all
for
night
being
to
here.
say my name?
Voronina.
It comes with the IQ.
Did I do it correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect.
so beautiful.
Yeah. But I've been looking at it for several years when you were with the Comedy Chateau.
Yes.
And I must say, you were always very, very good to me.
Thank you.
You
Well,
really were always very good to me, and I appreciated that.
I appreciate you guys.
Really.
You're innately
So
good.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
And for those who don't know, I also have managed a comedy club here in Los Angeles
that is true.
area.
Yeah, that's true.
It's called Comedy Chateau, and
Right.
it's been an incredible experience. And this is how I met Rich,
Right.
And reconnected with Sarah, right?
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't know you prior to
No.
the Chateau opening. And you want to know what's funny? I'll tell you a story now. I never wanted to tell you this before.
Tell me.
But when COVID was happening, and I guess it must have been the summer of 2020, I think. And the club was like in the process of getting open.
I remember that stage.
Okay.
Yes.
And
we were all so excited
he
about
was
it.
doing this thing out in the back.
Open mics
There's
in the
open mics on the
patio.
patio, which was illegal. And I
Shame on
knew,
you.
and I knew him 25 years ago when he was this open micer guy. He was like a lawyer who would show up to open mics. Okay, so I knew him from then, and he sent out these emails, come take a look at the club, blah, blah, blah. So I drove down, I took a look, we talked for a while, and he said to me, would you be interested in booking the club? And I said, yeah, sure, love to. And I called a couple of friends of mine. One of them used to be the general manager of the Improv. I said, what do you think about me doing this? And everyone said, great idea. You should do it. So I called him back and I said, okay, I'm in. And he goes, okay, it's going to be about a month before we get open, but let's talk in a week or two and we'll start to get things ready to go. I said, great. Next thing I know, he hired you.
I have a different story.
Open that beer, will you, honey?
Okay.
I was actually never looking for a job.
Right.
Or a full-time job. I
Oh,
was looking
okay.
for stage time.
Right.
Sure.
So I drove there. Well, actually, I walked from my house because I live in the area
Right.
to an open mic, and I met the owner, Felix, and I met the entourage.
Right.
And somebody, I don't know, somebody was there who was like, oh, Irina has like millions of Instagram followers. Like, you should
True.
hire her to do social media. So I started all the social media accounts
Right.
for the club, and I started creating content. But because I live close by, I became, the trust person, because
Okay.
I can always come and open up. I
Right.
can always
Oh,
be there
sure.
for things.
Right.
And next thing I know, within 2 weeks, I was managing the club.
Doing everything. Yeah. So you segued in, and it ended up.
That was never the plan.
Right.
I was like, I'll do my work. I'll do my social things. I do my funny little skits
Right.
with Felix and build the socials and get paid a little bit and get on stage when we were open.
Right.
And that was nothing I asked for. So
She's like,
thing
oh,
I know.
sorry.
I know, right?
I know that story.
It's so
Irina.
crazy. So anyway, we're going to start with Beck's.
Let's do back.
German
Okay.
beer?
nice transition. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Well,
Actually,
I know
for-
that Sarah's thirsty.
For what it's
Gesundheit.
worth, Gesundheit. For what it's worth, you did a phenomenal job at that club, and you did get his socials up. You did get the social media.
Well,
I
definitely got the
remember when I
word
started
out.
to see
Yeah.
those posts, I was like, who's doing the social media? And everybody was like, some Russian girl. Like, that's, I mean, nobody knew. Just some Russian girl.
You had mystique.
You
An
had
element of
mystique.
and you have, in general, you do have mystique to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you're fascinating. You don't really talk about yourself. Even when you're on stage, I mean, you have a tremendous amount of, you're just very humble, and you're more observational.
Too humble.
Yeah, maybe. You're more of a, am I correct? You're more of an observational comic?
I talk a little bit about my experiences, but yes, they usually turn into observational jokes and like in Soviet Russia we did this, and
Right.
now
Right.
it's that, and like
It's very
Okay, it's time
funny.
to taste the
I
beer.
We're
get
tasting,
it.
now this
Yeah.
is Beck's.
Okay.
Cheers,
Beck's.
everybody.
Cheers.
We're going to try
this
the
is
Beck's.
Beck's non-alcoholic. Now, I will say that as a guy who enjoys his cocktails, and I do love beer, I've always been partial to beer in a green bottle. I don't know why. Heineken, Rolling Rock, St. Pauli Girl,
good.
the Italian beers, Peretti. What? I don't know why. I just always like beer that is in a green bottle. I've always been partial to it. So Beck's was a beer that I drank, on the regular for a while.
and I'll tell you, any glass bottle I'll take over a can anytime.
Oh,
it
me
always
too.
tastes better.
Except for one,
Athletic Brew.
Miller High Life
Ooh.
in a can.
Mm.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm getting buzzed.
you're not. It's
I'm
not,
not, okay.
zero
No,
alcohol.
it's your brain
There's
playing
no
tricks
alcohol
on
in
you
this.
because it tastes just like the
I-
regular
it
beer,
really
and you're
tastes-
expecting a buzz, so you can actually trick your brain and get maybe there's like
Yes.
0.05% alcohol.
Right,
Some-
it's
some
not
of it.
enough. It's
Yeah,
negligent.
it's not enough, but
Right.
it still
I
sends the
swear.
signal to your brain.
I
feel really
taste
good.
now. Maybe this is my wine palate. I don't know. It's delicious, but I taste a little bit of a different dynamic in it, and I don't know if it's spun and de-alked or if they're making it as
Non-alc from the get-go, or if it's
non-alc,
de-alc.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's a difference. De-alcoholize, they make it regular,
Mm-hmm.
then they put it in this special centrifuge which spins the alcohol out of it.
Out.
So it maintains the whole flavor. I don't know. It's delicious.
I like it.
I would drink it on a
like
hot
this.
day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In
It's
a
really good
heartbeat.
right now. Doug, we have cups. We have cups for you both, just so you know, if you want to try some beer.
By the way,
Doug, if
I
you're
was
an alcoholic, don't waste the calories.
I was very impressed, you guys. Your beer carrying case. You guys have
Oh,
a
we do.
professional alcohol carrying
we
case.
have
We're professional alcoholics. Are
I've
you
never
kidding
seen
me?
anything like it.
Yes, it's an actual wine traveling bag. There's actually two different ones there. One has wine glasses in it, and the other one has the beer bottles and the wine bottles in it.
Goals.
And it's literally a padded, slotted wine travel bag that you can pull around with you on wheels, and
TSA approved.
it is TSA
That is
approved.
amazing.
Yeah.
And I have a stainless steel one as well, just to have that ostentatious flair.
You do?
On wheels.
How come I've never seen the stainless
Just like
steel
the,
one?
The James Bond, you know.
Oh,
and,
she's joking.
No, I'm not.
Have I ever
I'm
seen
not.
this?
No, you haven't. I have it. I have it in a safe.
Oh.
Anyway, okay, so
That's going on my Christmas list.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you,
Irina.
you have a very interesting history
Yes.
because you didn't just decide you're going to be a comedian. You started out as a model,
Correct.
and you
A
weren't
big model.
and you weren't acting then either.
I was acting a little bit.
You were.
I was always acting a
Oh,
little bit.
did
yeah.
you do theater in high school? Like,
Yes,
did you?
I actually did. How did you know?
I was a drama geek, so
I did nothing but theater in high school.
Me too.
This is how I blew my
Oh.
chances of getting into college. But I did get into college.
Right.
And lasted about 3 years until the modeling career called.
now you were living here when you were in high school, or were you still in
I was in Russia. Yeah, I was in Russia up until the age of 19.
Oh, wow! And then one day it was dark, no one was looking,
Yeah,
and you made a break for the gate,
exactly.
hopped over the wall.
Well, actually, Russia in the early 90s.
Oh, that was a different place.
It was a wild, wild west.
The wall had just come down.
Yeah.
When I say the wall had just come down, I'm speaking metaphorically, you know.
Yep.
But you had glasnost.
Yep.
Gorbachev was
Perestroika,
president.
Perestroika.
Perestroika. Gorbachev was president.
Wind of change.
Huge wind of change, and brought about democracy for a while. And it was wonderful to watch.
I mean, it was very inspiring, and I feel like the country and we were like inspired and looking for the better days, but looking forward to the better days, but nothing really happened. I feel like my generation, like we got betrayed, like we grew up in Soviet Russia,
Right.
being like learning all about the Communist Party and our communist future and how we're gonna be helpful to society, and then one day snap. Like, you ever lived in the country that one day just like stopped?
Yes.
And-
Actually,
well, I
I'm
know.
living in one right now.
Thank you.
Where it actually just stopped.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it stopped because our guy in Putin just stopped it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
it's-
Where's your family? Are they still
Russia.
They're still there. And what
I-
part of Russia?
So I'm from Dzержinsk, which is in Nizhny Novgorod region. It is a European part of Russia, and Dzержinsk, I think by my early comedy act, it was one of the most polluted cities in the world.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Chemical industry town.
And they have no
Wow.
regulations. They're blowing smoke out of.
They used to have no regulations. There is a little bit of them now. And I feel like amazing. Like my mom was just telling me, now they have animals in the woods. Like from going to the woods as a kid to like the river or like to forage
Right.
mushrooms, I've never seen a fox or a deer or like anything.
So
now
it's
there's
getting-
bears and moose and
Oh,
everything.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
So a big transition then.
Yep.
Where did they get the animals? Did they import the animals from somewhere? And
I think,
know?
as the earth became, the ground waters and everything became less polluted,
Right.
animals
Yeah.
naturally came back.
Wow.
Well, good. You don't have to worry about your family then.
Oh, I do worry.
Oh, it's good.
Well,
Okay.
first of all,
It's
am I ever
still-
going to see them again? That's the one worry.
Right. Now, can you go back?
I could.
But could you get back out?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ah.
You're smart. You're very smart. They can make an excuse and take your documents
Right.
and create a reason as to why you shouldn't be going back and as to why we're going to confiscate your American passport.
Right.
And as to why you can spend the next 25 plus years
In the
prison.
gulag.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we decided with my husband that it's probably best that I don't go to Russia.
Right.
So
Now,
you haven't seen your family in 26 years?
No.
Wow.
No, my mother visited a few times.
Okay.
And
Oh,
last time
okay.
I visited
Okay.
Russia was 2015.
Okay. All
So,
right.
yeah.
So you have, okay. Thank
were
goodness.
you scared to go?
I wasn't. It was sort of a necessity. I almost went 2 years ago. I bought a burner phone. I bought a burner laptop.
Right.
I was like, if they're going to take me down, I erased all my social media. All the reels with like millions of views, I deleted because they were
That's a
somewhat
big commitment.
controversial. Like I almost pulled the trigger, and somehow I think Ukraine that week started an offensive to Russia. That's the first time they started sending drones to Russia.
Oh,
And like the political situation was getting worse.
Yeah.
And my mother's getting a cancer surgery, and I'm like, there's nobody to take care of her. I have to go.
right.
And
you want to know something crazy? She'll tell you this is true. I've deleted some stuff from my social media in this country
Which I don't think he should.
Well, I agree
disagree
that,
I
but-
disagree with
why?
because this administration monitors social media. And if you say something that, you know, the president doesn't like, they're going to come knock on your door. And they're going to call you a domestic terrorist.
Well, that's how it is in Russia.
That's
Yeah.
my point.
See? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. And
So your mother had cancer and you
I couldn't go.
you couldn't go.
I couldn't
Oh,
go
that's
to
so
support her with the
terrible.
surgery. But my husband was like, look, if anything happens to you, it will be much worse for your mother in the long run.
Yeah.
So, I stayed behind like a coward. And
No. He was
yeah.
smart. You just had to do what you had to do. And I'm sure your mom understood. Is she okay now?
she's okay now. And I call her every day because, you know, there's
Beautiful.
also like the whole social media war.
right.
Like they shut down social media in Russia. Like
Oh my
Facebook is a terrorist
goodness.
organization. YouTube is a
Right.
terrorist organization.
Can you
So,
Zoom?
We've been using WhatsApp,
Oh,
Okay,
WhatsApp
yeah,
is
that's
you're right.
even though
Great.
they shut it off frequently. And I think they just
Really?
axed Telegram, but WhatsApp still works.
Do you think they monitor the WhatsApp?
So I'll tell you a thing. In Russia, there's such thing, an app called Max.
Mm.
It's mandatory for any Russian citizen to download.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Without Max, you can't make an appointment to exchange your passport. You can't make a doctor's appointment through the system. You can't do shit
So they
without
can track
Max.
you. It's a way of
So
them
if
tracking.
you have Max on your phone, consider like, yeah,
Oh my
they're listening.
God.
There's so many memes in the Russian internet like, hey guys, does this dress look good on me? Or like, you know, it's like
That's
everybody's
hilarious.
aware.
That yeah, they're big. That everything's tapped.
Yeah, everything's tapped.
We have that here too. I mean, I'll talk about taking a trip to Alaska, and all of a sudden I'll get an ad in my Facebook, trips to Alaska.
Well, that's not the
You know?
government monitoring you. That's the way that the devices work.
Well,
They
whatever.
listen.
Whatever it
Your
is.
Yeah.
TV
It's spooky.
listens.
It's spooky.
Right.
I mean,
When you turn your TV off with your remote,
Mhm.
you turn it off, it's not off.
Oh,
It goes into what's called standby mode, and it can still
listen.
listen. If you want it to not listen, you have to unplug it.
I'm going to unplug it tonight.
You have to
to
unplug
make
it,
it a habit,
or the TV.
as well as the coffee maker.
Yep.
And,
I don't. This,
Yeah.
You guys, this might just be the beer talking.
There's no booze.
Wait a second. I'm
it
feeling
gave me
like
a little
wait a
buzz.
second.
No, it
Can you
didn't.
check the alcohol content?
Yeah,
Because-
let me check the alcohol
I
content in this.
am-
Hold on a second.
Woo! I'm about
I
to get
mean-
wild. This girl's gone
The
wild. Any
the
second
alcohol
now.
content in here is
You look at Heineken,
this
not
is
Beck.
like-
it's 0.0.
I'm telling you,
0.0. So it's Heineken 00. What about Beck's?
that's the one we
tasted.
just had. He's looking at the wrong one.
0.5.
Hey,
Told you.
Okay, you're not
I'm a
going to get buzzed
lightweight.
on 0.5.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
are.
lightweight.
I am. I'm
I'm already-
lightweight.
oh,
How is
I
that
feel-
I get
possible?
buzzed on kombucha.
Yeah,
I
I'm-
get
That's
second high.
possible, though. It's fermented. I guess this is too.
Okay,
All right, we're going to the Heineken now.
Heineken non-alc.
So this is non-alc Heineken. Following.
Not
So
so
now
much for
Beck's
me,
is
'cause I wanna-
German, and the Heineken is Dutch.
Okay.
Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
Doug, you got a cup over there?
You guys want partake in our little beer experiment?
You want to drink out of the
Okay,
bottle?
Okay.
You sure? He's waiting for the wine.
You're like, no.
I don't blame him. All right,
No,
now I'm a
cheers.
Heineken drinker.
Utsarova.
Like, and you know what really blows is that Heineken is no longer imported into the United States. It's being made here.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
Doesn't that blow?
don't have to
But
worry about the
what about
tariffs.
Beck's?
I don't know about Beck's, but I know that Heineken is now being manufactured in the United States.
In Milwaukee?
This is a little sweeter,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm getting a little more of a
It's
sweet.
a little more drinkable.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm preferring this one.
I
I'm
like the other
preferring
one.
the Heineken.
I like the other one because it tastes more like beer.
Yeah,
You feel like you're
I get
drinking
that.
alcohol. This is.
This has a little sweet note to it,
Mhm.
like a little bit of honey. on the
Interesting. I think
mid-palate.
this tastes just like Heineken.
It probably
I
does.
do.
I like it.
I'm not saying that to be difficult.
It's a very drinkable beer. They're both
It's-
fantastic, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're both good. So you came,
Yeah.
you came to the U.S. to act and model, or did they kind of just
No, it was an accident.
happenstance? I love that.
You
That's
know,
the
growing
best.
up in Soviet Russia, we were not taught to have a plan in this life.
Right.
We're not. My mother didn't tell me, believe in yourself, girl. My mother would tell me, like, you're so ugly and please don't be dumb. So,
That's
like,
hilarious.
if you
This is
had
why
any
you're so funny.
dreams, you could never share them with
Wow.
anyone.
Oh my goodness!
So when I started modeling, I lived in Milan,
Mm.
and I went on a casting. I showed my boobs, and they booked me here to come to America to shoot for a magazine called Perfect 10.
Okay.
It was a very short-lived magazine created by very wealthy men to showcase women with natural breasts,
Right.
no plastic surgery. So I came here to shoot a cover, and a photographer was like, "You're so comfortable, but you know, like in Europe, nudity or a
It's not a
bikini,
big
like
deal.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like
Go
I
that
don't
way
really
at the
care if I
beach.
have top on or not."
It's
On the
everybody's
boat,
topless
everyone's
over
topless,
there.
right?
Hell,
So-
I'm topless in Europe. Are you kidding?
Wow.
I know it's
To see that.
I
quite
don't want to
exciting.
brag, you know.
So the photographer was like, "You're so comfortable. Would you want to pose for Playboy?" I'm like, "Really? Like they gonna want me?" And I got an appointment at Playboy Studio West. They took my Polaroids. I showed them my boobs again. And
That's the
3
only
days
criteria.
later,
Let's see your boobs.
yep, 3 days later, I had to leave. So I called them with my broken English,
Right.
and I was like, I come 2 days ago, take picture. Do I have a job?
No, you have boob.
They were like, wait a minute. Apparently, they were supposed, you know, like there's 3 studios, and
Right.
they usually booked for the time being. So, like, if you plan on shooting a new girl, like, you need to book in advance. But somebody canceled that week.
Ah.
They were supposed, I think, to shoot a figure skater, Russian figure skater, and she canceled. And they had a studio open. And indeed, the studio manager was like, would you mind staying here for another week or two? And I was
Wow.
like, I have nowhere to be. I don't have a cat.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're like, great, we'll send a car and you'll be moving to the Playboy Mansion.
Wow.
They sent me a limo.
This is so fast.
I moved into the Playboy Mansion. I did my paperwork
Right.
to become a Playboy Playmate. Little did I know that in order to be published, I needed working papers.
Right.
So they shot my Playboy test. I
Okay.
stayed at the mansion. I met Hugh Hefner. I got approved to be a Playmate. And then they sent me back to get my working papers,
Oh my
Jeez.
goodness.
which took a year and a half.
Oh,
So that was
wow.
1999. And I was like 21 at the time.
Wow.
So later, they brought me here to shoot the rest of the materials
A year
and
a
a
half.
cover for Playboy.
Wow.
Wow.
And I never planned on moving here, but they're like, well, now you have your visa. Why don't you go get your social security card this trip? And I was like, and shoot a cover. I was like, really? You want me on the cover of US Playboy? Like, so that
So
cover
exciting.
literally changed my life.
Oh, of
because I
course.
was like, maybe I could work here. Maybe I could have a career here. And after that trip, I decided to move here to at least try it out for 3 months.
Why would you not? I mean, what an opportunity. And talk about like just changing the whole trajectory of your career and future.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's meant to be, really.
I think it really was, but there were certain risks you had to take.
Right.
You had to be like, well, do I want to move to another country by myself, barely speaking English, not knowing how to drive a car?
Very scary. It took a lot of guts.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was 23. So risks you take at 23 are not the
In
same.
our 20s, we don't even think about them.
And we didn't have social media.
Right.
So there was nothing to scare us off.
Right.
It was just, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And I'm happy I did.
That's great. And then after you did that, now you're in your 20s, you're living here. How did you wind up on stage doing stand-up?
So, 20s.
You showed your boobs,
Yeah.
and the club owner said, come on in.
Well, but wait a second. How long did you? Because this is so fascinating. How long did you live at the mansion, at Hugh Hefner's mansion?
I stayed at the mansion every time I'd come to Los Angeles to shoot. And in fact, like when I moved here, I actually legitimately got a place on Craigslist. Like I didn't know you could ask Mr. Hefner to stay at the mansion anytime if you're from out of town. So I could have just asked, can I stay here until I find a place? But like I was so like, I don't know, socially awkward and not comfortable. And also like I wasn't close to Hef. Like the other girls, I didn't know how to work the system. I was just like, I'm going to use this opportunity to do other things. And
Yeah, great.
And
That's
of course, I worked for
thing.
Playboy. It was nice to have them.
Sure.
I started modeling. I signed with Elite here in Los Angeles. I signed with an agency in New York as a model. I
Huge.
started booking TV commercials. And in 2001, I booked my first one line in the FX Movie of the Week.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
And I got my SAG card then.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So
And you have a lot of acting credits now.
ever
So-
since I've been doing, funny foreign girls.
Right.
Not necessarily the parts that are up for an Academy Award, but you know.
never know.
Fun.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
never
you never
know.
know.
Look who won. Amy Madigan won an Oscar this year
Oh, yeah,
for
that was
playing the
amazing.
crazy witch.
Yep.
I'm sure when they wrote that movie, they weren't thinking, "Oh, this is the character that's
Yep.
going to be the breakout."
Yep.
And you never know.
She was so spooky
Oh,
in
that
that.
was a great
Yeah,
movie.
she was
Yeah,
great.
It was so good.
But you never know.
Yep.
You know.
But I was making a living. Like I lived here
Yes.
for now 25 years, modeling, acting. But something happened. One day I turned 40, and my phone stopped ringing.
Oh boy.
And you're, like in this business, it's not necessarily like they're gonna call you and be like, Irina, you're officially retired from wearing
Right.
your Playboy bunny costume. No, you know what they do? They put it up for an auction.
What?
Oh, they auctioned your costume?
They auctioned off my costume.
Oh,
Some
that's
women
so
got to
cool.
keep it.
This is how I found out I was no longer working for the company.
Oh, wow.
So cold. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
My
damn
husband
show
bought it.
business.
Okay. Good
Your
news, my
husband
husband
bought
bought it. I have a bit about it. My husband was like, how much do you want it? I'm like, look, it has my blood and sweat and spray tan stains. Like they didn't
Right.
even dry cleaned it. Like it probably like would
Wow.
smell
Men
like
don't
me.
want it dry clean.
Yeah.
I
What's the
figured,
point?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
probably would have
know?
gone for a lot to some
Scares
crazy.
me.
It should.
So may I ask, what was the price? How much did your
I want to
husband-
guess.
You know what? It was
I wanna guess.
underpriced. It should have gone for a lot more.
I want to guess.
Yes.
I'm going to say $7,250.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say $1,205. Okay.
5,000. Really?
4,000.
That's the closest guess. I think it was
4,000.
about 38 or
Oh my
3,900.
I felt like I was on
Okay, with
Price
all
is
the
Right.
auction fees, it came down to like 4,500 because you have to
Yeah.
pay like it's
Right.
an official auction of like very unique items. So yeah,
Wow.
So your husband really loves you.
he really does.
No, I met your husband. He's
Or he
darling.
just didn't want anybody else getting that costume.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Yeah.
I mean, it would feel kind of violating, intrusive. Someone wearing your,
Well, also,
Stuff?
Yeah, it's an iconic costume
It's
that I've had
iconic.
for 10 plus years.
Right.
And actually, Playboy didn't give it to me up until, I don't know,
I
10,
heard
10
you had,
years.
I heard you had to buy it.
No.
They gave it to you? Okay.
Like buy it as a Playboy Playmate, you have a choice of getting a suit or not getting a suit. At least how
okay.
it was in my old days.
Gotcha.
And I was always told, getting a bunny suit as a commitment to the company. Like if we invest, $300 in fabric.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You better be available for our jobs.
Wow.
And, I was also acting and modeling, and I never really but one job came about that I wasn't going to pass on. It was like a trip to Australia to
nice.
host a Midsummer Night Dream Party.
Sure.
And the requirement was a bunny suit, and they made it on a short notice. And the only one they could find was pink, was like baby pink color, which is like on us pale blondes.
Yeah,
it's
not
like
the,
the
best
worst
color for
thing
us.
you can wear.
We're more fuchsia.
yeah?
It has to
Yeah.
be like a bright pink, not baby pink.
Bright pink is beautiful. Pale
Right.
pink, not so much. I mean, I'm still attached to
Yeah,
it.
well, you're
Don't get
still
me wrong. I
gorgeous.
still
Right.
put a lot of sweat and tears into that suit, but pale pink, other girls they're
Have the
wearing
black
black
and white,
suits
yeah.
or for sporting events, for Super Bowl, for example, it's blues and
I remember the
yellows
black ones.
and black.
The black is what the bunnies who worked at the Playboy clubs
yeah.
were wearing on the floor.
Not necessarily. They were all colors.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, and at the palms,
Right.
they were black and white, and they
Oh.
were designed by Roberto Cavalli. And I actually was in the fashion show of that presentation.
That
back
would've
in
been a good one.
2001. Yeah,
Fun.
but in generally in clubs, they were in all colors. They were all colors.
Wow.
Like even odd ones, like even white ones and brown ones and gold ones.
Wow.
So, but this is so silly. You turn 40, like the 40 is the new 20, right? You really can't, seriously. I mean, you look like a baby still. What?
thank you.
Yes,
Are
you
they
do.
just going by, well, they're definitely not going by looks. They're probably just being ageist
I
and
don't
going
know.
by a number.
I feel like something definitely happened. Maybe it had something to do that everybody can Google me and look up my birth date thanks to Playboy.
Right.
Like, on IMDb, the first thing you see, my birthday.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Yep.
you
It's
know,
illegal
yeah.
now. They can't do that.
But-
My birth date is not yet out there.
Well, mine is, and there's no way to take it away.
So
and
Playboy
it's
did
fine,
that.
Who cares? I mean, well, it's not Playboy directly, but it's in your
Yeah.
Playmate data sheet.
Right.
And
Oh,
all
okay.
of this is public domain. And
Right.
And AI can
Okay.
scrub for it if
yeah.
you
Anyone
Even if I
can.
inquire.
Public
delete it, it's like
information.
I can't even edit my own Wikipedia page. Okay.
Right.
So now like you have to create accounts and justify as to why you're editing it. And after fighting with some bot, I was like, fine, you can write whatever you want, all the false information on my page, eat it up.
Oh no.
'Cause the first thing I was going to do is delete my birth date.
Right.
What other false is up there? False stuff
I
on
don't know,
your.
there's like some garbage. Like, okay, Irina Voronina. There's thousands and thousands
Oh.
and thousands. It's like John Smith.
Oh,
Right.
In
shoot.
Russia. So
Oh.
whatever alert for Irina Voronina pops up goes on my Wikipedia page. Oh, she was a figure skater. Oh, she's an interior designer. Oh, like she modeled since the age of 14. I'm like, no, I didn't.
She trains elephants for the circus.
Exactly. So, and any
okay.
average Joe who has who has like history of editing other pages,
Right.
celebrity pages, can go in and write whatever the fuck they want.
Wow.
But when I'm trying to do it and put an official bio, an
Nope.
official, like erase my birthday, well, fuck it, I forget
gets
about that.
rejected.
Like, stop vandalizing Irina Voronina's page or you will be banned. But I'm like, but I'm me.
Right.
I'm trying to fix your
Right.
shoddy work, weirdo. I imagine the personalities of those guys who write Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a special personality. So that's frustrating.
Right.
But so when you turned 40 and what did you say? The phone quit ringing?
Well,
or?
I felt like, on the first, the phone stopped ringing. And, I've showed some skin in movies. I wanted SAG health insurance too.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
pension plan
Right.
and
Yeah.
all the good things.
Yes.
So somehow I was still being typecast as a half-naked girl. And I was like, I don't really
What
feel
movies?
like doing it anymore. Like,
Just curious, I'm just kidding.
I put double D's in Piranha 3 double D, okay?
But look at Margot Robbie and Emma Stone when she played the mentally impaired nymph.
Yeah, but it's
you know
a
what I
lead.
mean?
I would do it for a lead.
Of
in
course.
a heartbeat. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it for something with no lines or one
No.
line, or like even if it's a major motion picture, like I'll think
Right.
twice. Like I don't feel the same way I felt about my body in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And like this point I prefer to keep my clothes on.
Sure.
So it was kind of like, end of the road. I was like, okay, modeling is fading out. Everyone's gonna fire me eventually. It's only a matter of time.
Right.
I'm not booking anything exciting. So what do? I wanted to start a YouTube channel and write, funny comedy
Sure.
bits. And by that time, I already worked with the greatest comics. Like I was on Supreme Court of Comedy, produced by Laugh Factory.
Right.
I was on Reno 911. I was,
Right.
on iCarly. Like I had comedy credits, and I worked with the greatest people in the industry.
Yeah.
And I was very inspired by them. So I was like, maybe I should try to take a stand-up comedy class for the purposes of writing,
Right.
just to understand the structure of a joke so I don't make a fool out of myself.
Smart.
And I never really wanted to be a comedian or have a career in comedy. It was more like, I just want to try it out.
Right.
Just so I feel good about myself. And so people, see me more than just a pair of boobs.
Yeah, and open some doors. You never know where it's going to
Yep.
lead. Just like that when you took the risk of moving here and said yes to opportunities, why not say yes to comedy?
Yep. Yeah. And, for the first 5 years, it was torture. I was
Yeah.
torturing myself every day.
Of course.
It's really hard, isn't
It
it?
takes a long time to get good.
So
Stand-up
hard.
comedy is so hard.
But honestly, that's why I'm so grateful at my time at the Comedy Chateau, because I've had some of the best sets of my life there.
Right.
Because, the room is great. The audience
Yes.
is great. Because if you perform at shitty shows, at shitty bars, like your entire career, you will never understand how good your jokes actually are.
Yeah, you'll never grow as
You'll
an
never
artist.
grow. You need a real
It's
audience.
There
difficult.
is,
Agreed.
but there is a real, there is a real, I'm not trying to say advantage. Performing on shitty shows in shitty bars
Yeah,
is really, really good for your development as a
of
stand-up.
course. And for crowd work.
It's not just for
And
crowd work, but
yeah.
for understanding how to read a room and for being able to figure out on your feet. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this next joke. I don't think this guy. You know what I mean? It's different animal than getting up in a
course.
comedy club.
Yep.
Where people are there specifically for that reason. The mindset is different
Yeah.
than people in the bar.
And don't get me wrong, I've had some great shows at the bars.
No,
but
yeah.
also it's not necessarily an indicator of how good your jokes are.
No, it's
And,
not.
Yeah. So
I think you have to do both.
yeah.
I
think-
agree. I think you.
I think it's a good transition to go from open mic to bar shows to professional clubs and theaters. And then to always sprinkle in the bar shows. I think it's good to kind of keep that fresh because it is a different muscle.
Only if they serve non-alcoholic beer.
Exactly.
But speaking of bar shows, you
Speaking of
produced
non-alcoholic beer,
you produced a great bar show.
Yes.
And you had me a couple of times,
Yes.
and I loved it. And I had some really great sets.
Where?
At your show.
I produced an all-women comedy at Bar Lubitsch
oh nice.
up to just right before the pandemic.
All right, so just
4 years, four and a half years, maybe.
Just so the listeners know, we're now pouring the O'Douls.
Let's try the old
This is the
duels.
third
Okay.
of 3 non-alcoholic beers.
Now I'm feeling super buzzed.
I'm
So-
wasted.
Whew.
So,
I don't know how I'm going to
I
drive
am
home.
Yeah.
wasted.
I have to go to the
Kidding.
improv instead.
but I loved that. I loved your show, Bar Lubitsch.
Thank you.
Was that
Thank
the
you.
first time you produced comedy?
Right.
I think so, yeah. And obviously, like, I got hired at the Comedy Chateau because I knew so many comics because of that show
Right.
at that time. And yeah, it was easy to do
Right.
that.
I like Bar Lubitsch.
No, it's actually a
did.
great venue.
I've done a
so
few
funny.
sets
I totally
there.
forgot about it. So funny you brought it up.
Yes.
And the reason I produced a show, because when I graduated my comedy class and I had 2 months of comedy experience, nobody would give me stage time.
Right.
And somebody was like, why don't you produce your own show?
Ugh.
I'm like, where? and somebody was like, Bar Lubitsch. So the first show we did, we booked all
And
the
you
girls
walked
from my
in,
class.
spoke Russian to them, and they were like, yes.
Well, yeah, it's a Russian themed
It's a
bar.
Russian
too,
themed
which
bar,
is very
but
beautiful.
it's also
Perfect.
on Santa Monica Boulevard in Little Odessa. Like
Yep.
that area,
Yep.
that strip,
It's very Russian.
it's all,
It
I
was-
call it Little Odessa. It's all the Russian markets. Like, I love that little strip of Santa Monica
Great
Boulevard.
stage.
You
yeah,
know?
that
Nice
little
back
bar is a
curtain.
gem.
Yeah.
It really is.
And they got that back room with the
Yep.
stage. It's cool.
Yeah.
So we took the same comedy class, right? Is that
It's
the
not-
same?
that was
or did
not
you?
the first one I took.
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah, I'm a
okay.
professional comedy class goer.
Did you?
Yeah, I
That
need
was-
accountability. I need deadlines.
But that's how we met. We met
Yes,
through
yes,
comedy
another comedy
class,
class
which
and-
is, you know, I have a I'm kind of on the fence about comedy classes. I
Mm-hmm.
think that they're really good for comics to learn where to put the stand. Etiquette, you know, check in with the host. Etiquette with staying on stage until the host takes the mic and, you know, staying on stage, not leaving early before the host arrives. Just etiquette, things that all comics should really know. But in terms of developing your work and I'm not sure that comedy classes help. What do you
Some
think?
comedy classes focus on writing.
I think it depends on the class.
Yeah, it depends on the class. It depends on the teacher. Like,
Right.
I need to write and hone sort of in an environment where, you know, before I take it to the stage. Now I take such risks. Like, okay, I just came up with a joke with a car. I came up with a joke in a car. See, I'm already drunk, Richard.
That's because we're drinking. All right,
Uh-huh.
I'm lying. This isn't non-alcoholic beer. It's all
I'm telling
100
you.
proof.
I knew that
it's
was coming.
All non-alc.
I
It's
know
all
it was
zero beer. No one's
I
buzzed.
like the Heineken the most, by the way.
But yeah,
Anyway.
I love writing groups.
Right.
And
Writing groups are good
Right.
too.
So
But if you're in a
essentially-
group with people who know how to write,
Yeah.
if it's the blind leading the blind,
Yeah.
it's a waste of time.
Yes. Also,
You know?
a lot of times in comedy classes, it comes to pleasing the teacher.
It
And
does.
if they give you a punch up and you don't think this is in your voice or your tone or you don't want to use
Mm-hmm.
it, then it's like, yeah, war zone. Then they get
Yes.
upset and you feel like, well, but this is me and my set and my jokes. And yeah,
Yes.
so
It's subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective, but I took enough to know what the good ones are
Yeah.
and where you can actually generate, like, let's say my goal
Right.
with this month is to generate 10 more minutes of new material. And like, kind of, that's how I look at it.
Well, come to our new room at the Starlight Cabaret.
Owned
we
by
have a
the
new room
fabulous
every-
Katie Cazorla.
Yes, thank you,
Amazing.
Katie. And it's called Test Kitchen. And professional comics get 10 to 12 minutes on stage of doing all new material and working it out.
Right.
In front of a live
Amazing.
audience, like
Yeah.
a real audience.
But it's only pros, no bringers, no
7:30
newbies,
every
no
Tuesday.
yeah.
And that's in Studio City. And tell us about the Playboy Murders and how that came about.
Yes, you are in the documentary, but
Yes.
not a little bit. You're pretty
You are a main character.
predominantly featured in this.
And I
thing.
love true crime.
Oh my
I
God!
love true crime.
There's a statistic about
s-
this, you know, that more women watch true crime
Yeah.
than men do, and I figured out why.
I
It's because they're looking for information on how to get rid of the guy
absolutely,
and not get caught.
absolutely.
Of course. That's why.
That's why women are watching it. How do I get rid of this asshole?
I screamed when I saw you. I was like, "Oh my God, yes!" But you were in the entire show. So how did this
Yeah.
come about?
So I was Miss January 2001, and I told you my story how I shot my pictorial
Right.
like in 99 and 2000. I actually met the girl that the show was about. Carissa Fair was her name, and she was, I believe, Miss September 2000. And I do remember her, and we, you know, worked events together. We were shooting our small camera together in the studio. We were hanging out. Like sometimes she would give me a ride to a party or something. She also stayed at the mansion when she was shooting. So they were specifically looking for playmates who knew her, even though it was 20 plus years
Right.
ago. And there weren't that many because she also, it was such a short period of time. Maybe she worked for a year and disappeared.
Right.
And her name did come up in conversations like, where did she go? What happened to her? So I was actually curious to find out myself. And I had no idea about this whole story.
Oh,
Wow.
And,
That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just were filling in the holes of what she was like,
Yeah.
your experiences, the events, her character.
Yeah. And also like now understanding like how terrified she might have been this entire time.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone needs to see this.
Yeah, it's the Playboy Murders, and it's on.
It's everywhere. It's syndicated everywhere.
Oh.
It's investigation discovery.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
That's
I don't
ID,
remember.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's syndicated all over. You can get it
Yeah.
on Hulu.
We watched it.
watched
That's
it on
where we
Hulu.
watched it on Hulu.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
you're fabulous in
So
it.
if you want to see Irina Voronina,
Oops, the beer is definitely working.
Look
the
at
beer is
that.
working.
Look at
Just
that.
in the Playboy Murders, tune in.
Voronina.
Right?
Yes. So we're probably going to watch it again
Yeah.
because it was so riveting.
It was very riveting.
And I don't think we finished the series.
We did not.
Because it's a series.
Yes.
Yes.
and
we
I believe
saw-
there's 2 or 3 2 seasons maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did not finish it yet,
Okay,
though.
but
we
definitely
will.
the Hollywood Murders and your comedy as well. You're very funny,
Thank you.
and you're in it to stay because you've been doing this now for. Well, you've been doing comedy for about 11 years, like
yeah,
me.
10, 11.
Yeah, yeah.
But
we
you're
came up
funny. The
together.
thing I like about watching you is that you're very honest. And I like that in a comic. You know, you are very, very honest and you put it out there. And I appreciate that.
True to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a true Russian, you know.
True
Russian.
Russian.
I say this it
Da.
is.
True Russian.
Like one of my comedy teachers, I'm not going to name names, but on my early years, he was like, you should just do your entire act with sick accent. That was his remedy for it.
Oh,
And
God.
everything's going to be so much funnier.
Oh no!
I know,
Terrible.
right? And I'm
So-
like, but then what? I'm going to go in a podcast and not speak like Natasha?
Right.
That's not
There is
you.
a disconnect.
Exactly.
He's literally telling you to not be yourself.
Exactly,
Horrible
yeah.
advice. Yeah, you beware new comics.
Yeah. Beware new
Really
comics.
research. That would be my advice. Really
Right.
just research the comedy teacher before.
Yes.
And you know, but that it was harder back then to do the research because it was
Yeah.
before social media.
It was, before the
And-
Instagram reels.
Yes.
And, yeah.
It's easier today.
You could see people's credits, but not
Right.
necessarily like the video of them performing.
Yeah, right. But we met, so it was all
Yes.
worth it.
Now,
I'm
how
so
do our
happy.
listeners find you on social media?
Oh, yes, please. I'm Irina Voronina on Instagram. I created a second account, Irina Voronina Comedy. I mean, I don't know, for
Sure.
people who are more into comedy and less into boobs,
Right.
even though I don't post anything boob related.
Right.
I'm Irina Voronina on TikTok, and I post more on Instagram. I also have a Facebook,
Right.
but you know, it's all like people from India, and they're dead.
Right.
Facebook is meh, but Instagram.
But it's
yay.
all
Oh my gosh, I think your Facebook is huge. You have
is huge.
huge followers.
right.
But look, it's so deceiving. Like, just because I have 5 million people on Facebook doesn't mean that I can fill up Bar Lubitsch by
Isn't-
myself.
I
You know
understand.
what I
It's
mean?
all
It's like
Yes,
20%
international.
Americans and the rest are in non-English speaking countries, and most of them died from COVID.
Dark humor.
That's
yeah,
very,
we told you
very
she's
I mean,
funny.
remember all these
All right.
poor guys in India, you know, dad getting loaded in those refrigerator trucks?
That's
These were my
hilarious,
followers.
right.
They're drinking this.
They're just-
So
and how
thank
do-
you.
And how do people find you?
I'm at Sarah Halstead. If you put in my name, it will link you to everything.
And I am at Rich Chassler on all my socials, Richard Chassler on my website.
And thank you, O'Doul's,
Thank
Heineken,
you to,
and
we're going to give
Beck's.
shout outs to Old
Yeah.
Duels, which is Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
Heineken, which is
me,
Heineken.
Heineken was the
And-
winner for me.
And Beck's, which is made by that weird musician
but
guy.
I think you liked,
I think I like Beck.
Irina liked Beck's. What did you like?
I like Heineken. I like the O'Duels.
Okay.
I think they were all great.
But they were all
you know,
good.
it's like
Yeah.
comedy, you know.
They were
Comedy is
all
a buffet.
good.
It's a personal taste
But
preference.
for a non-alcoholic beer, none of them made me go, ugh, I'm never drinking this
Yeah,
again.
they're all
Like,
winners.
They're all
They're all
winners.
winners.
Refreshing.
They-
Hit the
and
spot.
in today's day and age, they all get a trophy
they get a
just for
trophy.
participating.
Woohoo.
They all get a participation trophy. And real quick, we have to thank Bass Hole Studios and Doug Bass.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have to thank Corey Fry.
Thank you, Corey.
Thank you, Corey Fry. And Riedel Glassware, because Riedel supplies the best glassware you can ever put any of your cocktails or wine in.
Including beer. Thank you, Riedel.
Including beer, yeah.
Best gifts.
Best gifts ever. And we love Max Riedel. So if you're going to go out and buy glassware, buy Riedel Glassware.
And Irina Voronina.
And
Thank
Irina
you very,
Voronina.
very
Thank you
much
guys
for being on our
having
show.
me.
I'm slurring my words. I swear. I am tipsy.
Wow, you can talk yourself
Okay,
into anything.
everyone.
No wonder you married me.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Drinking During Business Hours. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next time.